Tyler Matanani, welcome to Weekend Edition. Every day we bring you the stories about crime on our island, and many of you want to know what's being done about keeping our community safe. In a recent interview with Chief of Police Steve Ignacio, he says discussions are underway to put more officers on the streets.
Really, at the end of the day, what people want is more police presence. They want more police officers in their streets patrolling.
But that's not as easy as it sounds. According to Chief Ignacio, in the past 3 years, they've hired 70 officers, but dozens have also turned in their badge.
We've lost probably a little over 60, police officers, either resignations or retirement.
Over the past several weeks, GPD has been hosting neighborhood watch meetings in various villages, and residents have raised multiple concerns, ranging from the arrest of repeat offenders, homeless people committing crimes, and then there's the issue of drugs. So what is GPD doing to get more police officers on the streets? The chief says they're working on 2 initiatives.
So what we're looking at is a program to detail peace officers or police officers from other public safety agencies, and they'll be sworn in as Guam police officers. And then also we're looking at retirees. There's some retirees that are still wanting to serve, and better our community.
Although KUAM learned that a meeting took place weeks back with retirees offering a possible $10,000 bonus to return, he wouldn't go as far as confirming that, but did say,
well, we are looking at making sure that we provide an incentive for people to come out of retirement and come back and join our ranks. And that's something that we're still in discussion with the Department of Administration, the governor, lieutenant governor, and making sure that we incentivize the program so that they become interested.
If the retiree recruitment gets off the ground, the chief says they would serve more in a desk watch capacity and assign younger officers to patrol. There's no word when either program will launch.
You can watch the full interview with Chief of Police Steve Ignacio on our YouTube channel. Behind bars, inmates at the Department of Corrections are learning new skills to equip themselves for life after prison.
At the Department of Corrections, 25 inmates are finding purpose behind bars through a locally funded grant from GITA. In collaboration with the Guam Trades Academy, inmates can receive a certification in construction upon completion. Instructing the class is Anthony Duenas, a fellow inmate at DOC.
They're learning basic stuff, basic safety, basic hand tools, basic power tools, material handlings, math, construction drawing, basic communication skills, employability skills.
For the next 8 weeks, inmates will meet every day for 2.5 hours. One group meets in the morning and the other in the afternoon. While some are taking the class in preparation for life after prison, others do it to add meaning to their life behind bars.
For those that are doing long-term like myself, it's a benefit for me to help those that are here prior to them getting out, giving them some kind of basic knowledge of what they can afford or what they can do when they get out to get a job.
The daily classes instill a sense of excitement for what is to come.
It's a learning experience, something that we can use when we get out as leverage, for our, helping Guam out or construction or whatever.
It teaches us about safety and construction and just different types of things that if we want to learn later on in the future, it gives us all the breakdowns on all the basic things.
Once completing the program, inmates will receive their certification from Guam Trades Academy. This certificate will make it easy for them to get jobs in construction after their time in prison. Those who are interested can also go back to Guam Trades Academy and further their education.
The president of the Federated States of Micronesia pens a letter to the president of China appealing for their support to call for an end to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia reports.
President David Panuelo of the Federated States of Micronesia is pleading for peace. In a letter signed and sent to China's President Xi Jinping, Panuelo called for the leader to join the chorus around the world demanding peace and ultimately Russia's withdrawal from Ukraine. As Russia continues its brutal march forward, many military officials have warned of increased tensions in the Indo-Pacific, with another eye on China and its reach in Taiwan, which would have implications for the Pacific Islands if another battle were to erupt. Panuelo wrote in his letter, the Federated States of Micronesia is committed to peace and recognizes and appreciates that China feels precisely the same way because China fought with diplomacy, not weapons, at the United Nations for our country to become sovereign and internationally recognized among other countries. He added, "We have betrayed people's dreams of peace and the hopes of the young and the vulnerable. We have stopped being our neighbors' keepers and stewards of our common humanity." Penuelo concluded in his letter, "While I worry that the Russians and Americans will not listen to each other, I am convinced that both of them would listen to China. And I also believe that China taking on this leadership role would be in the interests of both the Federated States of Micronesia and the global community of nations." It was just 2 months ago when FSM announced its severing diplomatic ties with the Russian Federation following the unjustified and brutal invasion of Ukraine. The FSM government first established a diplomatic relationship with Russia on March 9, 1999. Tomas Maglonia for KUAM News.
The CNMI marked its 8th Women's Summit on Saipan with representatives from Rota and Tinian in attendance at the Pacific Islands Club this week. The summit was postponed for a year due to COVID-19 restrictions. Dozens of women from across industries convened for the day-long conference, which covered topics related to culture, health, and gender equity.
All of which embrace the very important issues that frame up to our mission, and that is to sustainably develop, advance, and improve our CNMI for the future we are preparing for, and so that we're able to leave our community healthier and culturally, socially, politically, environmentally, education and economically resilient and stronger for many generations to come.
Event organizers lauded the CNMI's historic female representation in the local legislature in addition to the executive cabinet. And they also celebrated the election of Guam's first female governor, Lou Leon Guerrero.
We hope that this summit and all the information and awareness that is going to be presented today will be something that you would take in your life and your profession and make use of it.
Organizers emphasized the need for critical dialogue about equity and equality across all walks of life. Coming up on Weekend Edition, the newest inductee to the Culture Club, and still to come, Dave Delgado with sports. You're watching KUAM.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back. In this week's Culture Club, we feature Nicole Quintanilla, a public school educator, sharing her poetry and art.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
This poem is called Coral Classroom. As a teacher, I often look out into an ocean of faces. On mornings when the tide is low, I can see hands rise like coral clusters jutting out of the water, hesitant and scarce, as if afraid to be scorched by the sun's rays, as if the sun had not already raised the temperature of their ecosystem. How are they to thrive in these conditions? When they have been conditioned to calcify themselves into a 2x3 desk, notions of what nation they belong to coat their minds like a thick layer of sediment, suffocating the knowledge that they are more than American possessions. In my classroom, I want thoughts to swim through their mind like fish about what they wish this island could become. Open their eyes to what it means to decolonize. Imagine a future unpolluted by foreign power, where the plastic bags and soda cans of colonization can no longer cause contamination in their waters. I want ideas to ebb and flow like waves from brain to plans to progress. There is no progress without them. There is no Guam without them. Their voices will be heard for generations. They are the makers of nations. They are the caretakers of our island's past and present and future. These students hold all the power. They are this island's protectors. Together, they will build a community, defend our people against tsunamis that threaten our democracy, grow into a reef of leaders and dreamers, determine a future they see for themselves that tells the world that Guam is going nowhere. They will surround this island vibrant and vast and unyielding. And it is our job to ensure our corals are thriving. So my name is Nicole Quintanita. I am from the village of Chalampago. I am 27 years old. I am a teacher at Ukudu High School. I teach Guam history. I got my bachelor's in history and in Chamorro studies and my master's in teaching. And I really love my job. I love educating our youth and the next generation about where we come from and who we are, and hopefully they can continue to grow and build our culture into a better future for our island. So I have been writing poetry since I was in high school. When I was a junior, I took a creative writing class, and that was it for me. I was kind of in it for the long haul. I competed internationally. I was part of the Senegunta youth movement as a youth poet. And then after I aged out of the youth poet status, I was part of the movement as an organizer and as a workshop director. And so poetry has always been part of my life since then. And I continued throughout my undergrad, and it plays a big role in my teaching as well. I do have my students do a lot of writing activities, and I feel like it's a great way to express, not just our thoughts and our feelings, but where we come from and who we are. Creative writing and poetry, right, has been a huge part of the Chamorro culture since the ancient Chamorro times, right? We're an oratory culture, and our history was passed down by word of mouth. And so I feel like it's a huge part of our history, and so it's a big part of my classroom. I actually wrote this poem and submitted it for Storyboard 19, I believe it was. And the theme of Storyboard 19 was about the environment. And I always think about how, in my classroom, I want it to be a productive environment. I want it to be an environment where my students feel like they could thrive. And so, I do teach about coral, and like, even though it's a history class, we go into science and stuff like that in the beginning of the year. So that kind of got me thinking about like, our corals on island are in danger, right? Because of all of the environmental issues that we're facing and climate change. And I feel like it translates to the classroom, where I feel like my children, my students, are in danger of forgetting who we are, forgetting where we come from, how important it is to represent who you are and where you come from. And so I feel like it's important to grow and to have your students or my students see themselves as coral and see themselves as thriving and building an ecosystem and building a life where they can help Guahan to grow and to protect Guahan and our culture and our history.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Sports is next. Keep it here to KUAM News.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
I'm stuck in this infinite time loop thing. I'm reliving the same day over and over again. I get to do whatever I want.
Plus, Taco Bell's nacho fries never leave the menu.
She's violating the nacho fries limited timeline.
Does that happen every day? Let's dip.
Try her now!
What's happening?
Let's get spicy!
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together. KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Get the opportunity to further her rugby career at the next level and get an education.
I am beyond excited to have finally signed today. It's been a really long process playing in a bunch of different tournaments and a lot of conversations and Zoom calls, so it feels really good to finalize where I'll be going to college and continuing my rugby career. I've always loved getting better at the sport of rugby, and I feel like this next step will be a major one in my development, and I guess that's just how I would like to continue my life courses. I just want to continue to get better, and Brown is the exact place I want to do that for both my rugby career and my academics.
Turning over to some baseball news, the FB Leon Guerrero Hawks won the 76 Pony Middle School Baseball League title 10-2 over the Estumbo Dragons. FB entered the game as the 3rd seed while Estumbo was the 6th seed. Pitchers Javier Timinglow and Koa Bonbon combined for 15 strikeouts in the win. Timinglow was 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 RBIs. Shortstop Peter Concepcion was 1 for 1, 3 runs and an RBI. Kanoa Cepeda 2 for 4, 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Justin Sablon finished 2 for 3, 2 runs and an RBI. Congratulations to the Hawks again for winning this year's championship trophy. The team is coached by head coach John Salas, Tony Concepcion, and Pete Timinglow. The Guam Weightlifting Federation held their open championship at the Fudoshin Training Center in Tamuning, hitting the platform in the snatch and clean and jerk events.
It feels great to be back on the platform lifting. It's been a while since we had our own national comp, so it's a great way to see where we're at, heading towards mini games in Saipan.
Been training very hard with the team. Actually, I'm very thankful for them because coming from CrossFit, I did learn some bad habits, but endurance-wise, still good. But coming here definitely has to deal with a lot of tech. I have Ja, Coach Ed, everybody behind me, making sure that my tech is on point. And so far it's looking real good. Right now we're just kind of putting our work in for our next competition coming in June.
The last time the Guam Weightlifting Federation held a competition was in 2020. Guam will be looking to send 6 male and 6 female athletes to compete at the Pacific Mini Games in Saipan, scheduled for June.
Well, I think it's very much needed. I was a little nervous in the beginning. I didn't really feel the weight, so it just flew, and I wasn't expecting it to feel so easy, I guess, and it was all the adrenaline. So I'm glad that I have a tune-up competition to do before the mini games. I think it's really important to kind of, I guess, know what you're going to be feeling before you get to the big competition. So definitely much needed, and I appreciate Guam Weightlifting for putting on this great event.
The Guam Swimming Federation announced the spring 2022 time trials to be held on Saturday, April 9th from 7 to 9:30 in the morning at the Israel Sports Complex, St. John's Swimming Pool in Upper Tumon. Event results will determine Team Guam's selection for the 19th FINA World Championships to be held in Budapest, Hungary from June 18th through July 3rd.
As you know, the Ganya pool and the Dedda pool have been closed, so a lot of our swimmers haven't had the ability to get their times, to compete. So this is really an opportunity for them to see how well they've been training, how if they're going to qualify for the event. It's been about 3 years since we've had a meet on Guam, and majority of the meets that these swimmers have been going to have been off-island.
Swimmers must meet the following eligibility criteria to participate in the GSF time trial. 1, maintain membership in an official GSF swim team. 2, have 5 years of continuous residence on Guam. 3, be 14 years of age or older by December 31st, 2022.
The results from this will be compiled, and then the GSF board, the Guam Swimming Federation board, will decide on the number of people as well as who is qualified to compete at Worlds. The events that will be competed will be the 200-meter freestyle, 200 individual medley, the 100-meter freestyle, and the 100-meter butterfly. The qualification time for this time trial is following the 2021-2024 A standard time. For girls, it's 1:07:09. That's 1 minute 7 seconds. And then for the boys, it'll be a 1:02:19.
All interested swimmers must also contact GSF via email at amphibious.guam@gmail.com by Monday, April 4th to register for this event. Due to limited pool capacity, this will be a closed GSF event and spectators will not be allowed in the pool facility. 4 stars with possession here in the first quarter. Aljero Grape with the assist at Edgardo Baza. Team OG led 27-14 after the first quarter. Alshay Grape driving, dumps it off to Corey Lorenzo, who kicks it out to Eric Regis. Regis attacks the basket and gets the floater in the lane to go for 2 points. 4 stars going to Grape in the corner. Drano. MBI 4 stars outscored 24-18 in the third quarter. Team OG's Kyle Guyton answers with a 3 of his own. 21 points in the game for Guyton. Good ball movement by 4 stars to get the ball inside to Mepin Singh with the soft touch from a few feet out. Alshay Grape to Jay Casemiro, who goes baseline for the reverse lay-in. Foul on the play, basket's good and 1. Turnover by Team OG. Grape outrunning, blows by the defender, picks up the basket. Aljero was the team's second leading scorer with 19 points. Chris Connor going to work, getting his grub on. Connor finished the game with 27 points. Team OG picked up the win 84-78. Alshay Grape put up 11 in the win. Corey Lorenzo added 15. Fuetza and the Northern Mariana Islands women's team met up in the NMI friendly games at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. In the women's division, the UOG Lady Tritons, Northern Mariana Islands, Lady Bombers, and Fuetza are competing. Stepping onto the court on the men's side are the UOG Tritons, Northern Mariana Islands, KFC Bombers, and Micro Friends. NMI's Mickey Kotz with the baseline jumper. Kotz finished the game with 16 points. The game was tied at 56 after regulation, sending the game into overtime. Haley Benez with 8 points in OT for Fuetza. NMI's Destiny Pangolina was balling out. Pangolina put up 26 points. Destiny also hit for 8 points in OT. The game would go into double overtime with Fuetza winning 82-70. Fiona Bakulig was the third leading scorer for NMI with 13 points. Fuetza's Babs Kukendall, 23 points in the win. Haley Benez added 18. Shay Benez chipped in with 15.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G. KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back. GTA has been a proud longtime community partner of the USO for over 15 years, providing full telecommunications services including long-distance digital TV, high-speed internet, landlines, and wireless, not only at the Tumon Center, but to Anderson Air Force Base and Naval Base. But their generosity doesn't stop there. Here's more. On Friday, the local telecom company GTA presented a $20,000 check to the USO. GTA Communications Manager Michelle Cadahay Perez says that it's their way of showing their appreciation to the local community, and that includes our military service members that have sacrificed so much.
The USO has been so generous as far as, keeping our service members connected to family, home, and country. And so that's really part of our mission as a local telecom company.
As a local company, GTA is dedicated to keeping connections not only within the community, but between those that serve with their loved ones abroad.
Because a lot of them are here, they need the connectivity to talk to their families, their loved ones. And so it's being a part of that connection is just really meaningful for us at GTA.
Teleservices and monetary donations aren't the only ways GTA has shown their appreciation to our military members. They've also hosted fundraising golf tournaments and supported the USO's existing programs such as Coffee Connections. And the USO isn't the only organization GTA shows the holiday spirit to. They provide in-kind services to nonprofit organizations such as Harvest House and the Ali Shelter through their program Empowered by GTA.
It's really a part of our overall mission to inspire the community and really empower them.
There are also several military service members in GTA's workforce, further strengthening the connection between the two entities. For KUAM News, I'm Tyler Matinani. And before we close out the show, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's the first weekend of April. April is here, you guys, so happy birthday on Saturday the 2nd to Rosalie Houston Eckley. Happy birthday, Rosalie. May all the joy, smiles, and laughter of your first year be multiplied a million times over in the years ahead. Mommy, Daddy, and the whole family are sending you their very best. And on Sunday, technically the day of rest, but we hope there's a party going on for Ritana Ray Taitano, who gets happy birthday wishes from Mom, Dad, and the church family. Great. The church family is giving you birthday love on a Sunday. That's perfect, you guys. Ross Jude Salas, we love you so much, son. Also a Sunday birthday celebrant, and we hope your day is as special as you are. We know your parents are smiling down on you today and are so proud of the young man you have grown up to be. That's a wonderful message. We are so happy you came into our lives, and always know we are here for you no matter what and no matter how old you get. Love, Dad and Mom Macias. And happy birthday to this dapper gentleman, KUAM's very own Victorious Falan. You hear him on the radio, you see him out at the promos and everything like that. Non-stop energy, I'm telling you guys. And Vic is awesome, and he cares about you. So Vic, we care about you, cause bro, it's your birthday.
And that's our show. I'm Tyler Matinani. Have a great weekend, everyone.